Okay, here is the makeup tutorial for the parade makeup. So I already put on moisturizer and sunscreen, and I'm going to prime my face. This is an e.l.f. one. It's whatever. That is going to help my makeup stick on way better than if I were just to put foundation straight on top of my sunscreen. If it'll come out. That's awesome. Use this one then. Okay. Let that dry. And then I'm going to do my eyebrows first. That's what I prefer to do. I'm going to do that off camera. If you guys want a video on that, just comment it down below and I'd be more than happy to make a video on that. Okay, now I have eyebrows on. I'm going to start with my base. So I have some acne, which I like to just take a little bit of concealer on a flat brush and go over that before my foundation. I find that it just makes it easier to cover up than putting it on after. Because also I don't like, you know, spots on my face, because I feel like, especially on here, my cheek, I have a lot of problem areas, and it's a lot easier to cover it up under my foundation rather than over. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a beauty blender. You can also use like a brush, so there's flat ones like this that you can use, or you can even use your fingers and just tap it in. But you don't have to get a beauty blender. There's a lot of cheap sponges at Walmart or any drugstore. You can buy a pack of like assorted sponges, and those will work pretty well. The easiest thing to do is to get them wet and then squish them and then get all the water out of them. They'll expand, and that will help your makeup blend better. Okay, for foundation, I like this one. It's from e.l.f. It's just a CC cream. It's not super heavy on my skin, but it's like still full coverage. And then I have to add a few drops of this skin tint because I'm more tan than I was in the winter. I like to mix my foundations. It's still too light. Wow. But honestly, the best thing for foundation, I would go for anything by e.l.f. or CoverGirl. I think they have the best foundations. Also, L'Oreal Infallible is pretty good for full coverage foundations. So anything like that. And then I'm just going to blend it out with my sponge. It's a little light for me, but I am going to use some bronzer and darken it up so I won't look like a ghost. Okay, I'm going to finish blending this out. Okay, now that my foundation is all blended, I'm going to add concealer. This is another one from e.l.f. It's the 16-hour camo concealer. This is definitely like the most affordable concealer. And it works really well. Honestly, it's better than any. It's the best one. And I just like to put that in my T-zone. To highlight my face. This is optional, but especially if you have darker under eyes, it's really going to help you brighten them up and make your face not look like one color, because it won't be. And I'm just gonna press that in with my sponge again. I like to do it in this shape, so I'm covering my under eyes, and then I'm also lifting my eye. That will also help with your eyeshadow later on. This has got a lot of concealer. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, now we have foundation and concealer on. We're gonna set with powder. I personally like loose setting powders, but honestly, you can use a compact powder and get pretty much the same thing. I like to go in with my damp sponge, and I'll just like press it off on my hand so I just have like an even amount, and then I go in the areas I know I'm going to crease. So because this is a parade, you're going to be smiling the whole time, which means you really need to look for those areas. Like when you smile, you get a crease here, and on your face, you really need to look in those areas and set them with the sponge, because that's going to help you not crease your makeup as much. But if you add too much powder, your face can look really cakey. So it's really important just to add just enough. And then after I've gone in with my like problem areas, with a sponge, I just like to use a big fluffy brush and go in on the rest of my face, just because I'm not going to be I'm not as oily there, and I'm not creasing there as much. And now I'm going to do bronzer just because my foundation's a little light, but that's totally optional. Okay, I've bronzed up my face so I don't look super dead anymore, and now I'm going to do blush. So there's a few different blush palettes you can get. I like ones from e.l.f. This one's from Laura Mercier. So this is an example of what you really don't want to use, and then this middle one is kind of perfect. Honestly, the most important thing about blush is don't put too much. Like, a little bit is honestly just enough. And then I go right above where I put my bronzer and on the apples of my cheeks. Just a really nice light blush. I'm also tapping off the excess of my blush so I'm not like, so I don't have way too much. And then I'm making sure it's even on both cheeks. Oh, I need more. Definitely I would say use more than you normally would, but don't overdo it, especially for parades because we're so much closer to people. Your makeup should just be just a little bit more than what you would normally do, or it would just be super full glam. So that is pretty much your base. I like to add highlighter, and I just think that makes it look really good, but you don't have to. So I'm gonna go into eyes now. Okay, for eyes, first of all, oh sorry, you want to prime them. You don't want your eyes to just be how they normally are. I like to go in with my concealer just on my eyes, just so I have something on them, because if I don't, then my eyeshadow won't stick to it as well because it's powder, and if you put powder on top of cream, it'll stick better. So I'm just blending that out. It doesn't need to be super blended or look good at all, just so that I have something on my eyeballs. And now I'm going to take, where is it? Just a fluffy brush, just like this. They're super cheap. I can link one if you want. And then I'm going to take a darker brown eyeshadow. I'm taking just a darker brown. And I'm going to pack that in my brush. And I'm going to make sure to tap off the excess so I don't like put way too much on my eye. And I'm just going to start tapping that through my crease and on my lid. Oh, that is really dark. I'm just using a sweeping motion to apply it and then tapping it where I want most of the color to be. I'm going to make this super dark on the lid and blend it out really nicely. It's really important to try not to go up a lot, just because then you don't have as much room to blend out your eyeshadow. So I'm just making a nice shape. Doesn't have to be perfect, it'll be all blended. And then I like to add a little bit of a wing with my eyeshadow. Just like that. And now I'm going to blend this out. So the easiest way to blend out your eyeshadow is with another clean fluffy brush. Let's see if I have a clean one. Another clean fluffy brush. And there's a few things you can do. You can take a lighter tone as in your powder, or you can take just a lighter brown, or you can even just blend it out using the clean brush. If you don't have a clean brush, try to tap off as much of the excess eyeshadow and then start blending. And blending, you'll want to go in circular motions, just like you're brushing your teeth. And you want to hold the brush closer to the end. You don't want to hold it this, because you're going to get a more intense look, and it won't be as blended. Just like that. So my lid is still super light, so I'm going to go back in with the other brush and add a little bit darker, just so it's all one color, just like that. And then I have hooded eyes, which makes my makeup a little bit different. So when I raise my eye, it looks fine, but when I close my eye, I have this like really dark and then just blended. So I'm going to bring up the dark so that it looks like one shape. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna finish blending and then I'll come. Okay, now we have that all blended out. I am going to take that clean blending brush and go into a cream shade like this one up here. You can also use your pressed powder if you don't have a cream shade. If it's like toned, my powder is translucent, so I'm not going to use that. But most eyeshadow palettes that have neutrals in them should have it. And then I'm just going to use that on my brow bone to help blend out the brown some more. And so it just finishes the eye look really. And then I like to take a really small brush, like itty bitty, and go into really any like sparkly shade. You see I use that one a lot. And I'll just go in there. And I like to put it on my brow bone, so the arch of my brow, and then my inner corner. That's really just gonna like finish off the look so you don't look unfinished and all matte. We do like glitter here. Just like that. And I like to put eyeshadow under my eyes. I know a lot of people don't because they have sensitive eyes. I think it looks really nice, and then it just like makes my eye look whole. And it makes my eyes look way bigger. So what I'm gonna do is take my clean fingers, hopefully, and I'm gonna pull my eye and I'm gonna look straight up, and then I'm just gonna take the very edge of that brush and put it underneath my eye, just like that. And I'm gonna blend it that way, and so it goes into my wing, so it just kind of finishes the look a little bit more. Okay, and then I'll do eyeliner. Now we're going to do eyeliner. So there's a few different things you can do. You can use a pencil eyeliner, which is way harder if you're doing a wing, but if you just want it along the waterline, that's perfectly fine. I like to use a liquid eyeliner because I like to do a wing. This one's by Maybelline. I'll link it. It's really good, but a lot of people have different preferences. It's like a felt tip brush, pretty user-friendly. Eyeliner takes time, so if it's your first time doing eyeliner, I would recommend not starting off with this makeup and then do your eyeliner and then, you know, do it a bunch of times until you get it right, and then wipe it all off and then start your makeup. Before the parade though, because you'll run out of time, just because it is very tricky and it's a really difficult skill to learn. Okay, so what I like to do, because I have hooded eyes, I have to do my eyeliner open, so if I do it closed, it just doesn't look right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow my bottom waterline, and that's going to be the line that my wing follows. So I just keep my eye open, and I'm just going to draw a line like that. I'll connect it down, if it will ever draw. Maybe this one's dried out. Let's see. Okay. And you want your tip to be kind of pointy. If it's not, that's fine. I'm just gonna bring it down, and then I'm going to draw a line against my lash line, trying not to blink so I don't smudge it everywhere. And I'll connect these two. my hand's in the way. Okay, and that is how I do my eyeliner. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone in their eye shapes. That's how I like it to look. Eyeliner is definitely tricky and something you have to take a lot of time to learn. But it's not required to do a wing. So if you don't feel comfortable doing a wing yet, just do your waterline, and that will help your eyes look more finished. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera and we'll see how much they change. Okay, now we're done with eyeliner. They're pretty similar. Don't feel super worried about them being like perfect. Eyeliner will almost never look the same on each side, just as long as you get them similar thickness and height on your eye, they'll look good enough. And from far enough away, they're not going to be able to tell, especially if you're wearing lashes. It's a lot easier to cover up your mistakes. So now I'm going to do mascara. This one's from Maybelline. It's the Lash Sensational. It is like the most waterproof thing you will ever buy. You can literally shower with it and wash your face 3 times and it will not come off. Makeup remover will take it off. I'm going to curl my lashes just because it does help my lashes stay on a little bit better. Just because my false eyelashes are super curled. So, and I'm just going to run this through because I am going to put on false eyelashes. I just like to put enough to make my eyelashes black. If you have really dark hair and eyelashes, you really don't need to worry about putting on mascara. Just because, you know, your blonde eyelashes won't show through. Okay, now my eyelashes are black and you still can't see them because of my eyeliner. We're going to do lashes. Lashes are pretty tricky. It takes a lot of time getting used to putting them on, but once you get it and it's really easy. So I have used these lashes before, so I'm going to clean all the old lash glue off of them. I'm not even sure if these two are like the same eyelash. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I think they are, hopefully. Okay, so because I've already used these eyelashes, I've already cut them. But if you haven't before, it's really important that you cut them to fit your eye. So what I like to do is, before putting any glue on them, I like to place them on my eye where I think they would go, like that. And if it's really long on one end, then you're going to want to trim it. I like to trim the outside personally because I think it looks better that way. But yeah, I think it looks better that way. But if you want a more dramatic look, you can trim the inside. These ones are definitely a little bit more dramatic than you have to buy. I just am dramatic. Okay, so I am going to take my lash glue. This is a duo lash glue. They have ones with a brush, or whatever, just whatever you like. This is a black lash glue, which is really nice for blending it in with your eyeliner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my lash and I'm just going to put a small amount of glue on the entire lash. Because it's going to be really hot outside, it's really important that you get enough glue on your lash so that you don't sweat them off. If you're wearing magnetic eyelashes, you won't have to use glue. You will have a magnetic eyeliner and you will just use the eyeliner. I'd recommend doing your eyeliner like this and then going over this, just the part where your eyelash will stick, with the magnetic eyeliner, just so you're not wasting as much of it doing a wing. So now I like to use tweezers to put on my eyelashes, and especially when I'm putting them on other people. And I just like to fan it for like 30 seconds so it gets tacky. If you try to put it on right now, it's just going to slip and it won't conform to the shape of your eyeball. So I'm just going to blow on it. And you'll see it start turning darker if you have the black one, and if you have a clear one, you'll see it. Usually it goes from like a purple to a clear. Okay, this is going to be really hard to film because I have to get close to the mirror. I like to apply my lashes with my eyes open. I know, weird. So what I do is I'm going to look at my mirror, and I'm going to go over my eyelashes and go down under, just like I'm placing it on like that. And I like to try to place the center first, and it's wonky. So I'll grab the corner. No, oh man, this lash is extra long. Place my corner in, and then I'll use my fingers to make sure it is pressed securely. And then I like to fan my eye. Ooh, these are dramatic. I like to fan my eye so that it stays before I do my other eyelash. Ooh, I don't think this one was cut, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. And that should stay on. If it doesn't stay on, that means you either waited too long with your lash glue, or you didn't put enough lash glue on. If you lift it too many times, then your glue will become not tacky, because your eyeshadow and your eyeliner will get stuck to the glue and it will come up. So when I take these off, my eyeliner is going to come off with it. So just be aware of that. They do also have eyeliner glue, if that's something you think you'd be better at. So you could apply it directly to your lash line and then add the lash. That'll help more with placement, but it does take a while to get used to eyelashes. I would like you guys to all try them on your own without me helping, but if you do need help, I will just message me and I can come meet you before call time to do your eyelashes. Also, if you need your makeup done, I could do it. I used to do my friends last year, so I can do your makeup. You will have to still buy all the makeup and your own brushes, because I hate sanitizing brushes. So yeah, I'm going to put this other eyelash on and then I'll be back. Now that I have both lashes on, I'm going to add mascara under my eyes on my bottom lashes. I think especially with eyelashes, it looks really weird if I don't have it, just because I have so much going on up here that if I don't have any bottom lashes, it does look a little weird. You don't need too much. just a little bit. Okay, now we have that. Now all that's left is highlighter and lips. I'll do highlighter real quick. I just like to take a fan brush, and this is a highlighting palette. You can pretty much get any shimmery shade. This one is just super subtle, so it won't look too like blinding or anything. Just a little bit. And I like to add that on my cheekbones, right above our blush. And then I like to add it to my nose and my cupid's bow. And then obviously we added it in our inner corner and above our eyebrow. Put a little bit on my forehead. Not a lot, just a little bit. That's super natural and pretty. Now the last thing is lips. I don't have the lipstick yet, but I will use one of my lipsticks just to show you. So here's a lipstick. Actually, that one's not good. Okay. So there's a few things you could do. I like to line my lips before I put on lipstick because I think it helps me even out my lips. But you don't have to do that at all. That's totally optional. So I'm just going to do it with just lipstick. I like to start in the middle and just kind of make my base. And then go from corner to the middle. Make sure I'm in the lines. Just like that. And now I will do it on the other side. So see how the line is kind of jagged? When you put lip liner, it'll help it be more smooth. Ooh, this is drying. So now I'm going to do my Cupid's bow. And now I do the other Cupid's bow. And I'm just applying it in like short sweeping motions. Okay, and making sure my lips are even. Okay, there's my lips. So this lipstick is obviously not the right color. It's way too dark. But you kind of get the gist of makeup. If you have questions about anything about the makeup, just ask them down below. And if you want a tutorial for anything, like specifically, like if you need more help on just the base or just the eyeliner, I can make slower videos. So this took me about like 35 minutes. The video is a little bit shorter because I didn't make you watch the whole process. So just like factor makeup time into your getting ready time. So that's pretty much it. For my base, I like to do moisturizer and sunscreen before. So I'll do that before and then I'll do my hair and then do my makeup. I think that's just way easier to let the product absorb into your face, and then I'll do primer, eyebrows, and everything. So, and if you need any products listed below, besides the lipstick, because Michelle put that, go ahead and just comment them, be like, hey, what do you recommend for this and this product? Mine's a little extra. Yours does not have to be this extra, but it's fun. If you have any questions, please ask me. I'm an open book. I'll tell you whenever. Bye!